Welcome back to the channel. I'm David.
I'm Will.
From Trash on the Stack, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to kick off our podcast series that'll come out either weekly or bi-weekly, and B, we wanted to talk about all of the Modern Horizons 3 spoilers that we've seen on social media. So join us and we'll go through some of the picks that we want to showcase.
When does Modern Horizons 3 come out?
June, I think the second week in June, I believe.
I think so too.
The death of Commander, Casual Commander, as some have called it.
Commander Horizons 3?
Commander Modern set in one.
Oops.
Lots of prospects to discuss today.
June 14.
June 14. So from a Commander perspective, which is obviously what our channel largely is.
We focus on.
Yep, there's a lot of cool things to talk about. So let's jump into it. First up, we've got Vexing Bauble. So Vexing Bauble is a 1-drop artifact. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. And then it has a 1 in tap for sacrifice Vexing Bauble, draw a card.
This is good.
Yeah, I think this will be a good combat for all of those secret CEDH players that are playing in casual pods. You know who you are. Some of them are on this channel from time to time to counter some of those free spells that get played. Countering stuff, a lot of the blue spells. What a couple of them will.
Oh, I can't think of them now. No, they're out there though. They exist.
They are.
They do it.
They are out there. Yeah, I can imagine the artwork in my head.
The counter spells?
Yeah, the
like
blue counter spell, like exile a blue spell. In addition to
Force of Will.
Force of Will.
Fierce Guardianship.
Is Arcane Denial one? If you control
that
your
one
commander.
is, that one's 1 in a blue. And then they get to draw, and you draw.
There's other ones that if you control your commander, is that the...
There's like Pact of Negation. There's like Force of Negation. There's
a litany of free spells out there that will sometimes get played. And worst case scenario, I feel like this is just a good protection card to have because worst case scenario, it is a 1-drop, 1-tap draw card. Right, so if you get it out there as a protection piece, obviously it can be removed by same said secret CEDH player. But
also, it's any time you would cast a spell if no mana was capped.
Oh, that's true. So, it doesn't go away.
Right.
It just stays on the table as protection.
It's just,
You probably need some kind of recursion or protection for artifacts, though, because I have to imagine that's going to be a pretty promising target.
Well, I mean, yeah, but if it gets targeted, you just sacrifice and draw a card.
True.
So, I mean, it's good, but I don't know. We'll see.
Decent 1-drop.
Yeah.
Decent 1-drop. All right, next up, we've got
the Strix Serenade. A 1-mana counter spell. It's like Swan Song, but it's for creature or planeswalker.
Artifact, creature, or planeswalker.
Yeah. Couldn't read that because it was in the
artwork.
Yeah. So it's the other side of Swan Song.
Yeah.
The Swan Song is instant sorcery enchantment, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's controller crits 2/2 bluebird creature token flying. Great 1-drop, especially in a blue deck.
Oh yeah.
Those players are always looking for ways to make the rest of us not have fun while playing Commander.
well, that and it's just Swan Song is really good.
Yeah.
But you always have it when they play a big creature.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it'd be interesting to see what some of these get to from a price point perspective.
Yeah, well, they have like 7 different artworks of them. So,
True.
I mean,
supply and demand may not be not be crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Basking Brood Scale. So Basking Brood Scale is a 1 and a green Eldrazi Lizard. It is devoid. It has a 1 in green, adapt 1. So if this creature has no +1/+1 counters on it, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on Basking Brood scale, you may create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token. With sacrifice this creature and colorless.
I think this is going to go in a lot of...
Every single +1/+1 counter deck. I mean, it's a 2-drop.
I mean, if it cares about Eldrazi, even if it really doesn't care about Eldrazi, because that's just, you're making mana.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it can go in anything that uses, like a bolster mechanic, an outlast mechanic.
Or, like any, like, overrun mechanic. Like,
yep. Imagine that thing with a Forgotten Ancient that I had out the other day in our game. You just move a boatload of +1/+1 counters on it. Well, it's one or more.
Yeah.
Right?
So you can
you have to abuse it in a very specific way.
Yeah.
You got to put incrementally, +1/+1 counters on it, but be
But
great.
at the same time, that's very easy to do.
Very easy to do.
In green.
Yeah. Be good in like a right hand, less of the Abzan, right?
Yeah.
Green black, put 1/1 counters on it. If a creature has it when it dies. This goes really easily in a token deck as well. It's going to create a lot of tokens. It's going to serve as ramp, right? So you can sacrifice those.
Yeah. And it's a common, which is...
Yeah.
But I see this going in multiple different like token strategies or +1/+1 strategies.
Yeah.
Maybe not an auto include just yet, but it's very, very up there. I would definitely put it into something.
I mean, it's a good amount of value for a 1 and a green.
Like, I play Fertilid, and I almost want to put this in place of Fertilid.
Yeah.
And Fertilid isn't horrible. It's not bad.
Right.
But, I don't know.
Pretty solid. I can't imagine you won't see play.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure you'll see it somewhere.
Ain't a comment at that.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Echoes of Eternity. 3, colorless, colorless, colorless. So 6 CMC. If a triggered ability of a colorless spell you control or another colorless permanent you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy.
Yeah.
We can't let Jason from the channel get this in his Peregrine Dynamo deck.
No,
it's gonna be a bad time for the rest of us.
Sorry, Jason, but no. You can put it in any other deck you want, but just not that one.
And, right, I mean, it will work with permanents as well, right? So a copy of a permanent spell becomes a token. So whenever you cast a colorless spell, not even necessarily Eldrazi, right? This would be great.
It's colorless, so you can play Mana
artifact.
Crypt.
Yeah.
Mana Crypt, 2 Mana Crypts. You got...
Any kind of artifact deck. Any kind of colorless deck. Eldrazi decks will obviously benefit from it greatly, but yeah, whenever you cast a colorless spell, copy it, you may choose new targets for the copy. Absolutely gross.
Oof. That artwork is cool, though.
Yeah, it's Eldrazi Nomicon, right? Panharmonicon on a stick. Eldrazi. Doubling triggered abilities of...
Yeah.
I mean, it's colorless specific, so it's not quite as busted, but...
I mean, I think it makes it more busted if it was Eldrazi specific.
Right?
Because colorless, it hits artifacts. Like,
yeah.
It's just...
I mean, 6 drops pretty... I don't know, fair at that point.
But the one before this, the Blizzard, it's a 2-drop, and it's very easy to start putting +1/+1 counters on it to get those spawns, to get Echoes of Eternity out turn 4, turn 5, easily. Like, if you do get it out turn 6, you're most likely going to win.
Yeah.
Well,
and the Basking Brood stale that we were just talking about, that Will's talking about, is devoid, right? So
yeah, so
that's a colorless creature.
So it's yeah.
So you're putting 1/1 counter on and getting 2 Eldrazi Scion tokens.
Yeah.
Right, because that's the triggered ability.
I think
Yuck. Gross. Gonna be good. Gonna be fun time. It's gonna be a trying summer. Hell on earth.
Crying summer. For some.
All right.
I will be.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Necro Dominance. Black. Skip your draw step. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay an amount of life if you do draw that many cards. Your maximum hand size is 5. If a card or token can be put into your graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. I feel like this is great, but I also feel like it's kind of fair, right? With the reduction in hand size, you're basically paying any amount of life to draw any amount of cards. It's very black. It's a very black card, right? That's what black does. Yeah.
It's new necropotence is what it is. I had to do something to it.
And you're not going to be able to... So if a card or token be put in your graveyard from anywhere, which black likes to do, exile it instead. Yeah. So I feel like it's kind of fair, right? I mean, it's a very powerful card.
I think, didn't necropotence do that too?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I've never played with necropotence.
Pretty good for a black, though. I think it'll...
I'm sure it is way broken, because necropotence is...
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good as necropotence, though, because...
Do you feel like it's an auto-include in every black deck?
For
me, it's a bit of a... I mean, unless you have a way to get around putting stuff that's going to hit your graveyard into exile instead, right? Or you're implicitly a black deck that is not doing what black does, which is recursion.
Black does graveyard. More than just recursion.
Well, no, I know. I'm just saying, like that's one of the... I mean, that's a big archetype of black or Golgari or, you know.
But there is specific decks for this to go into.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
I don't play them.
What about the maximum hand size being 5 and the fact that you can pay any amount of life and draw that many cards? So you're going to potentially, depends on how greedy of a black player you are, right? You're going to be potentially putting quite a lot into the graveyard, right? Let's say I've got a grip. My grip at this time is 5 because that's my maximum hand size.
Well, it's at the beginning of your end step.
Okay, so let's say I played a card that turn, I've got 4.
Well, yeah.
Right. But there are 4 cards I can't do anything with right now, and I pay 5 to draw 5 new, I'm discarding 4. 4 cards I can no longer get out of my graveyard because they're in exile. This could go good in like a Prosper Tomebound that benefits from cards in exile. Gives you a way to play out of exile, or other Rakdos stuff will do that as well. But
that'd be pretty good.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I like the artwork. Wherever up here on the screen when we're talking about it.
Somewhere.
Looks like a...
what's his face from Pharaohs? It's the... I think it's the Titan. The one with all the mouths on him.
Yeah, it just looks like he has a big old stomach in his mouth.
Mouth in his stomach.
Mouth in his stomach. Yeah, which is usually about how I feel at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Like I have a giant hole in my stomach and no amount of food will fill me up.
Hole in my heart.
It's usually due to 10 cups of coffee by 9 a.m., but...
Nah.
He looks like he looks like me going to the coffee pot.
He's going to get coffee, that's for sure.
Yeah. Very black, through and through. Abilities, downside, artwork. Very black. Much more colorful card next. Nadu. Winged Wisdom. Legendary Bird Wizard. Feel like this will go in Ben's bird deck.
His is blue-white.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben.
But this is...
It's not going to go in your bird deck.
It's a bird wizard it's a 3/4 for 1 green and blue. It's got flying. Creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield, otherwise put it into your hand. This ability triggers only twice each turn.
Only twice, as if it's
only
a bad thing.
Twice, yeah.
Only
darn.
2 times
I
a
got
turn.
2 lands.
Yeah.
Or I got a land and a spell that can do it next turn or on your turn. Because you can do it at instant speed with instants.
So it gives all creatures that, first of all.
Yeah.
Right? So anytime an opponent
removes,
right, targets one of your creatures for removal.
Too. Because it's whenever a creature, it doesn't say other creature.
You can reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, put it to your hand. This ability triggers only twice each turn. Yeah, that seems like it will give your opponents pause to removing stuff willy-nilly as well, right? Because anytime they target one of your creatures effectively with anything, it's just more value for you.
I mean, yeah.
It's like the opposite of stacks.
Yeah, because you could reveal like a counter spell and then you get it into your hand, and I think you're able to play it, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, if you get it,
is that how the timing works?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you get it into, so if
because I target him with
murder.
Yep. And then you reveal a counter spell.
Yep.
And you have blue up.
Yep. It's not a land card, so it doesn't go onto the battlefield. I put it into my hand.
Put it into your hand. Instant.
Yeah, there's no reason I
couldn't play it. So you're able to
counter the murder that just drew me the counter spell. You end up net neutral at the end. I guess. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're preventing the murder of Nadu, which is good.
Murder is bad.
Bird murder, worse.
Murder is bad.
Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty sick. I don't know if it goes in like every Simic deck. I feel like there's
fun to build around.
Yeah, I mean, it'd definitely be fun to build around because I think there's better ways to abuse it than just having him in the 99. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's still plenty of value there, but like drawing into it feels worse than building around it.
There's like Ivy.
Yeah, Gleeful Spell Thief.
Yep. And then
that one is more. Well, I mean, I guess it's worded kind of the same way, right? So it's both opponents targeting it and you targeting it. What effective? So Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief is you get to copy.
Yeah.
The spell that's targeting. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know.
There's shenanigans there.
Yeah. Like, this could be in the 99 of that, and that could be in the 99 of this, and I think it'd be
100%. And it's a 3-drop, 3/4 flying.
Oh, yeah.
If it did nothing but fly and it was a bird, it would probably be worth 3-drop, 3/4.
It would commit birder, is what it would do.
It would. There would be lots of birder.
There'd be blood in the sky.
Yeah. All right, next we've got Birthing Ritual. This thing seems crazy.
It's a paragraph and a half.
It is a paragraph and a half, yeah. There's a dissertation written on this. Thesis. Our buddy's defending the thesis on Birthing Ritual here in a few months.
Yep. Go check them out.
Yep. It's one in green, enchantment. So at the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature, look at the top 7 cards of your library, then you may sacrifice a creature. If you do, you may put a creature card with mana value X or less from among those cards on the battlefield where X is 1 plus the sacrificed creature's mana value. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. I feel like we need a giant whiteboard or pegboard behind us. This reminds me of Charlie Day from... It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with Pepe Silvio. There's lots of numbers and 1 plus this and X or less.
This is Birthing Pod, but at the beginning of your end step every turn.
Yeah.
It's
2-drop enchantment.
Yeah.
Seems it just seems nutty. It is a mythic by the look of the symbol, so that's at least fitting.
But still, like it's pretty good. It's decent. It'll go in, like I said, it's Birthing Pod, and then there's the artifact Birthing Pod, the fiddle dude. What's his name? From
Is he green?
No, he's white.
Oswald Fiddlebender.
Yeah, the fiddle dude.
Yeah, close. That got me halfway there.
Well, you know, fiddle.
That's why I asked if he was green or not. I knew what you're talking about.
But no, like I mean. Birthing Pod is strong. This is going to be...
I don't even feel like you have to work hard to break it.
No.
It's a 2-drop enchantment that breaks itself.
Because you play it on turn 2. You have your 1-drop.
Yep.
So you can go reveal 7 to get your 2? A 2-drop?
So if you do, you may put a creature card with mana value X or less from... Okay, so...
Or X's...
So you sacrifice a 1-drop. Is your 1-drop a what? 2/2? 1/1?
Oh, it's the power? Oh, I thought X is the sacrifice creature's mana value.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. It's a 1-drop.
It's 1 plus the sacrifice mana value. So 1 plus 1. So you go get a 2-drop out of the top 7.
Yep.
The next end step, if you didn't play a 3-drop... You can go get a 3-drop.
Yeah, if you played a 3-drop, you can go get a 4-drop. It just keeps going and going. No, I mean, you're sacrificing a creature, so obviously this would be great in a Golgari
or
Reanimator, Jund, where you can...
Like Blitz, like your Blitz your stuff, because you can stack the triggers where this happens before...
If you have something that also benefits from you sacrificing creatures, right?
Blitz.
That helps. Yeah, Same. Blitz. Reckless Fireweaver, right? Deals 1 damage when it leaves or comes into the battlefield.
Something like that.
There's just a lot of
ETB and leave the battlefield.
You're not adding a new creature turn over turn, right? So you're sacrificing one to get one. So I hate to say that it feels fair, but at least you're not just getting to play free stuff.
Well, and you're looking at the top 7. It's not searching your library.
True.
Or anything.
Yeah,
it's
you could whiff.
The top 7, and you sacrifice that 6 drop to look for the 7 drop, and it's not in the top 7. It's like,
I mean, there'll be a lot of math making sure.
But that's why you play it in like a Reanimator deck or something that you can get.
Yeah, because hitting your CMC values would be the trick, right? Because
you got to work on the curve.
If you got a 1, you get 7 cards to look for a 2. If you got a 2, you get 7 cards to look for a 3, which can be tricky. I mean, maybe that makes it more fair.
You definitely have to know your mana curve.
Yeah. Pretty solid, though. I like it. Shifting Woodland.
This one is just going to explode in Modern. Like, in the format that this is made for, I guess. But in Commander, it's going to be pretty good, too. But in Modern, everybody's talking about it becoming Omniscience. And then just being able to play all the big bigs. The big fatties. But in Commander, I don't think it's going to be as strong. It's going to be huge, because like it could be Omniscience in Commander too. Like, but I don't think it's going to be as heavily done. I think it'll be something else.
Yeah, I mean, out there. The onset of the Commander Eldrazi deck. Obviously, there was an Eldrazi Commander deck. 2 sets ago?
Yeah. Something like that.
Any big green beater deck, it's going to be fine in, right? So if you're playing a big green creature deck, So Shifting Woodland enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a forest, which is going to be real easy to do in
like even in mono green, like
I mean,
they kill your threat, this becomes your new threat.
Yeah. And then, so Delirium, 2 green, Shifting Woodland becomes a copy of target permanent card in your graveyard until end of turn. Activate only if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard.
Which is pretty easy to get.
It's pretty easy to get. I mean, honestly, even the non-big beaters, right? So you... I mean, in terms of having a response for stuff, right? You make an Eternal Witness. You make it
well, I mean,
like in a pinch, you would have to make a lot of things.
It wouldn't get an enter the battlefield ability because it is on the battlefield already. You would have to have something with like a ridiculous static ability or death ability, because like I could see somebody playing a board wipe, and then you have something in your graveyard that's like when something dies, draw X card. I can't think of it right now, but whenever a creature dies or whatever, draw. Or if you have like a Zulaport Cutthroat in your graveyard, this becomes your Zulaport, and then you get all those die triggers and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It seems good in Commander. In Modern, it's going to be
bad.
Insane.
No, I mean, like, it's bad.
I don't know, man. They're working real hard at breaking everything that comes out on cardboard now. Like, it's not hard.
Pay a lot of money for this cardboard. It's only fair.
Like, I mean, insanity for sure.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the price point on this guy after release and shortly after release.
Yeah, that's going to be... I don't even want to guess. I'll embarrass myself.
All right, thanks for watching. Depending on how many more spoilers come out before the set actually comes out in 2 weeks, maybe we'll do a follow-up episode. But if not, be sure to stay tuned, follow along, like and subscribe. We'll have our normal cadence of Commander gameplay videos coming out We'll be buying boxes and cracking packs. Follow along on all social media so you can know what we've got going on at any moment. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks.
Thanks.
See ya.